Hello everybody, it's Mrs. HAZ. I'm back today with a recipe on how to make fried tripe. It's a fairly easy recipe, however it does have a couple of steps that you have to do to prepare the tripe before you get ready to fry it. So if you stay tuned, I will show you how to make this dish step by step. First thing that you're gonna want to do is to clean your tripe. What I do is I always just look it over. I take some kitchen shears or I take a sharp knife and I just go through it by simply slicing off all of the excess fat from the tripe. And also if I see any like discoloration or something like that, I literally just cut that out. So it's a pretty simple process and that's all I'm doing here. So at this point, I'm just going to add more water into my sink and I'm going to take 1 cup of vinegar and I'm going to pour that down in there for the tripe to soak for about 15 minutes in the mixture of water and vinegar, and this is going to help dissolve any extra dirt that may be on the tripe, as well as making it a little tender. This process does help with the tenderization, and yeah, that's it. And here I'm just going to go ahead and start prepping the vegetables that we're going to throw into the pot to boil with the tripe, which is just 1 small onion as well as some sweet peppers. I like the flavor of both of them, so I'm just slicing them up here and they're going to go into the pot. This process isn't necessary, but about every 5 minutes I go ahead and I just kind of rub the meat together and just kind of help, you know, dissolve any impurities that may still be on the meat. Okay y'all, so it's been 15 minutes. Here's our water. As you can see, it's pretty clean. It's clear. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut these into the sizes. Well, they'll shrivel up some from boiling, and then obviously when I fry them. But I'm going to go ahead and cut them into pieces. The next step is to boil the tripe for about 15 minutes since it was soaking in the water and vinegar solution. And once we do that, we'll actually start the process of boiling this for about 3.5 to 4 hours. Alright you all, so it's been boiling for 15 minutes. We're going to go ahead and pour this water out and I'll meet you back at the stove. One tablespoon of red crushed pepper, white pepper, sea salt, and we're going to add the vegetables. Next we're going to add the Better Than Bouillon Beef Base, and I did 2 tablespoons of that. I'm going to now add the tripe, and you want to get it to a rolling boil. Once you have it at the rolling boil, turn it down until it's at a slow simmering boil. If that makes sense, you don't want it simmering, you definitely want a low boil. But this is going to cook for 3.5 to 4 hours. If you run out of water, you can always add more, but I'm definitely not going to run out because I've added so much. This is about a 5-quart pot that I've used. And here's the fun part. We're going to start frying now. I'm using a pre-made fish fry batter, and this is just regular vegetable oil. However you cook yours or however you fry normally, you would just follow that same process. This is a cornmeal base also. Like I said, it's a fish fry batter, but my husband did actually prefer it with flour. So you'll see also where I use flour to coat these, and they both taste really good. One has more of a crispier outcome, and I believe that's the one that had the flour, as opposed to the cornmeal. To me, it just makes it a little bit more like chewier. I don't know, it's hard to explain. They're both really good, so it's just all about your personal preference. And then that was just me showing you all the flour batter. So finally, we are finished, you guys. Here are the finished results. There are some that were coated in the flour, and there were some coated with the cornmeal. This is definitely the flour batter, which was very thin and crispy. And then as you can see here, the cornmeal had more of a fluffier, texture, and they're both delicious. If you try this recipe, let me know what you think. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.